All right, everybody, we're back. We are back on the Washington Huskies. It feels like it's been about 3 years since they last played a game. The bye week was something that I appreciated having, so I could not think about this team for a little bit. It hasn't been a good football season for yours truly. College or pro, both teams have really let me down to start their respective seasons, and simply put, I was grateful for the ability to not to need to follow them for a week. But we're getting back on the horse, back in the saddle, and we got to keep watching this team. They're 2-3. They've got one and one record in the conference. It's not out of the question that they could scrape together 6 wins and get to a bowl game. So we got to keep watching them. And even if they don't do that, we got to see what parts of this team, if any, give some form of effort, some form of respectability to warrant some praise. Because, I mean, this team is obviously a big disappointment, and there's no getting around that now. This is already a bad season, regardless of what happens. Even if we win out, honestly, like winning out gets you 9-3 or with 10-3. This was supposed to be a dark horse playoff team, and we're already out of that race. So the only thing that's left to determine for this Huskies team is whether or not we're going to have a disastrous season or just a bad season. And looking at this UCLA game, I don't get it, first of all. Let me just say this. Washington's favored in this game. The matchup predictor on ESPN thinks Washington wins. I know we're favored by a couple of points. Somebody explain this to me. How are we favored in this game? Have you not seen what the Huskies have done lately? They won against California because their running back fumbled at the 1 yard line. I mean, maybe we win that game anyway, but that's what that game swung on. Their running back fumbled at the 1. And then we blew a very winnable game to the Beavers, and the Beavers are decent this year, but this is not a good Huskies team whatsoever. And I know UCLA, they've been up and down. They beat LSU, and then they lost some winnable games. And I know they're not ranked right now when they were ranked for a little bit earlier this season, but as an impartial observer of UCLA, well, I can't call them impartial because they're a conference rival, but as a observer, they seem a lot better than us. Seems like they do things a lot better than us. I don't get it. However, looking at this game, for me, there is one glaring issue that the Huskies are going to have. Because that UCLA defense probably is not great. We can probably put some points up on them. I think this offense is slowly starting to round into form. Even against Oregon State, it wasn't terrible or anything like that. It wasn't great. We still have a very mediocre QB. You have a very, very disappointing rushing attack. The offensive line is not playing at the level that I expected, especially in run blocking. Despite all this, I think we will put up some points on UCLA, but this UCLA team is excellent on the ground. They have a very strong rushing attack. It's in the top 25th percentile, I would say, for rushing attacks in college football. They rush the ball for well over 200 yards a game, and we can't stop the run. So right then and there, I'm looking at this and trying to figure out, how are we supposed to win? How are we favored? How are people expecting us to win? First, I thought maybe there has to be some major collection of injuries over at UCLA, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I don't understand it. To me, this is a pretty binary situation. We've got a Huskies defense that cannot stop the run. Last week against Oregon State, we played a team that passed the ball for 48 total yards, and we still couldn't stop the run. All they did was run the ball, and we couldn't stop them. How are we going to stop UCLA's run game? How are we going to stop that Chip Kelly offense? I mean, I know it's not exactly what Chip Kelly would like as an offense. I know that there are definitely some things he wishes he had more talent for, but still, how are we going to do that? And I feel like that's going to basically be what defines this game. UCLA uses their multifaceted and multi-talented and they've got multiple good running backs over there. They just find a way to pound the ball against our run defense. And until this run defense shows they can stop them consistently, I don't know why they would need to do much of anything else. They do have Thompson's having a pretty good year at quarterback for them. But it's all about that rushing attack over at UCLA right now, and they're winning with it. They're having success with it. They haven't won every game, but they've won. They look better than us, that's for sure. So, yeah, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't see us winning this game. I don't. I see this being a loss. I see it being not a blowout. I think we're going to score enough points to keep it competitive, but I don't think we're going to score enough points to win, simply because of the fact that UCLA can run the ball. We can't stop the run, and to me, it's just 2 + 2 = 4. So in order to win this game, I think quite simply the defense is going to have to rank up significantly. I think we're going to need to see a much better effort from this defense in stopping the run, and I kind of don't know why they're so bad at stopping the run. So I root for 2 football teams in the world of sports, the Huskies and the Seahawks. And both teams should be able to stop the run theoretically, and they can't. So I'm having to deal with this twice every week instead of just once a week. And I don't know if ZTF was that important to their run defense. I doubt it. I don't know if... Obviously, I understand you lose talent to the NFL every year, but this offseason was not a major exodus, I don't think. Yeah, we lost Joe Tryon, but I didn't view that as some crucial loss to the run defense. So I'm definitely going to tune in. By the way, I will be doing a live stream for the game tomorrow. It starts at 5:30. So definitely tune in tomorrow on YouTube. We're going to do a watch along like we always do with these Huskies games. And we're going to see. We're going to see if they get better. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have very much faith in them. And to a certain extent, I don't know if I even want them to win a lot of games. I don't want them to win enough games to feel comfortable keeping Jimmy Lake around. I would prefer, like with the Seahawks, I want both of my sports teams, my football teams, to just purge. Just clean house. Bring me new stuff. I'm sick of this stuff. I don't like this stuff. But once the game starts tomorrow evening, I'm going to have a hard time rooting against my team. I want this team to win. I want this team to win some games just so I have something entertaining to watch. But yeah, so it doesn't make any sense to me why this Washington team can't stop the run. I will say that. Some things on this team make sense to me. Dylan Morris is a mediocre quarterback. I know that. I get that. But I don't know why Jimmy Lake can't get his team to stop the damn run. And that's going to be what kills us in a game like this against UCLA, who's really going to be able to put it on us in that way. All right. See you guys later. Bow down to Washington. I know it's kind of a thin pregame. I don't have a ton to say about this game because, I don't know, this team, it just depresses you right now. And I'm just looking at games like this and just going, I don't know how we win. Because I don't see the problems on this team getting better right now, and it just feels like a lost season. All right. See you guys later. I will be streaming the game. Stop by, but don't stop by if you want to see me happy, because I don't think this game is going to make me happy. Just my guess.